Hello! Welcome to the stream! Today we're going to be doing a little bit of animation stuff because I want to get this animation done and I'm in the colouring stage, so lots of going through frames, trying to get all the colours laid down and get it all set up to do the final stages of shading and effects and background stuff, which hopefully this animation won't have much of because it's mostly in a dark void. But yeah, you'll get to watch me colour in our big angry boy Asriel here. So yeah, I hope we have fun. It's mostly going to be like a pretty chill stream. I'm just going to be working through this and chatting as I go. So yeah, feel free to type things in chat and I will chat and stuff. But yeah, let's get into it. So at this current stage, I've got all the frames lined. I've got the way I work is that I create like a base white layer that I then basically just mask all of the colour onto. I can always layer that down and stuff later, like merge the layers down if I want to. Allows me to like do shading layers on top of it and everything. So I've got these base layers, I just need to chuck some colour on top of them. So yeah. God, it's been so long since I actually first created this animation. I think this animation is something like 3 years old? Something like that? Might even be 4 years old now. Ooh. I've done some edits to it. Ooh, not that one. There we go. I've done some edits to the pacing and everything because even when I first made it, I wasn't that happy with it. Ended up deleting a whole bunch of frames, particularly in this section. I do think I could probably do it a bit better overall now, but I kind of want to just work with what I have and move on to like another set of animations. So I would love to do something for Deltarune, which I played the first chapter of not that long ago, a few weeks ago. It was very good fun. It reminded me of the good times I had with Undertale, and just how much I still friggin' love that game. I can't wait to go back and replay it at some point. I know we have to give it a playthrough, Elliot. I think it's gonna be real fun. And do all the voices! As me and my partner sat down and just played it through together and basically shared all of the voices for the characters between us. It was so much fun. I might do a game stream at some point in the future, just playing through. Maybe when the next lot of Deltarune chapters release, I'll replay through the first 2 chapters, because it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while until they drop. So I'll probably replay through the first 2 chapters on stream, if I'm still streaming at that point, and do all the voices for them myself, because it was good fun. I often do voices for characters who aren't voiced when I'm playing games on my own, so it was fun to do them with someone. Smear! He stretch. Hello! How you doing, Tom? Welcome to the stream. I'm just colouring my Asriel animation that I showed you guys a long time ago. A long while back now. Not as long ago since I made it. I think this animation is something like 3 or 4 years old. I'm finally finishing it. Also, I know I colour very inefficiently for animation, but I'm just chilling. I'm going into my zen mode, and I'm just chilling, not really caring how I'm doing this. I'm not bothering with efficiency. Oh, I forgot to add a black to this. Oh well. Film, you recently did the Deltarune anime opening thing. How did that go? So you did that really quickly. I know it's mostly an animatic sort of style thing, but you did it really quickly. It's very impressive. Really, really loved that fight scene choreography bit you did. I have done a little bit of animation in CSP. I actually originally animated this in Animate, but because I don't have Animate anymore, I'm working off of the, because what I would do is I would animate in Adobe Animate, and then I would render out all the frames and do all the outlining in CSP, or, I think this was when I started using CSP, or Photoshop, or whatever. And then I would re-import it back into Animate with all the lines done. Just because I hate lining things in Animate. Lining things in Animate is so frustrating. So I feel like I have a lot more control with something like CSP. I do want to, now that I've started using the 2D animation in Blender, I do actually want to start getting used to just using that system as a whole, but I'm not quite there yet. So, yeah, for now, I'm just going over what I could salvage from my Animate files, or the files I took out of Animate, and then what I'll basically be doing is once I've coloured this and everything, I'll be reconstituting it back into Blender, because although the animation software on CSP is pretty good, and I did fix the animation in CSP, it's not as manipulatable as Blender is, so this is just a temporary state of being for this. I also want to do some like visual effects stuff, and I think Blender has some tools for that, so we'll see how that goes. I'm either going to have to figure out how to do it in Blender, or I'm gonna have to like manually animate all of the visual effects. Mostly it's gonna be lots of like shiny lights and rainbows. And a little magical blast at the beginning. I'm glad you found the, there's probably a huge delay on the stream, by the way, so your comments are probably coming through quite a bit later. But yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed having the full freedom of animating whatever you wanted to the music cues. I've definitely had a couple of ideas for like music video-esque animations. One was for my own personal comic idea that I have and I still haven't started yet, called Earth Soul. And this was like, because it's like a 15-year-old idea, it's something I started in high school, and when I just started to kind of teach myself how to animate back in college, I thought, oh, it'd be so cool to do a Linkin Park music video, like anime opening thing for my comic. I never finished it. Unsurprisingly. And the other idea was, I was really into Osamatsu-san, which is like a comedy anime at one point, and I thought it fit very well with Danny Sexbang from Game Grumps. He used to be in a small band called Sky Hill, and they had a song I think called Colors, and I thought it fit that very well, and I came up with an idea for it. And I think I still have the animatic somewhere. Might have a look and see if I can find it. But that was such like a completely niche idea that I just never really went through with it. I would like to do like a proper music video idea at some point. Maybe work with someone to come up with an idea for it. Because it is really fun, like working to a musical beat. And I'm not like the most like talented at music. It's not my forte really. But animation timing is all about beats and pacing and stuff. So when you're thinking about it visually, at least I find it a lot easier. I have no idea what song I would do a music video style thing for now. I would like to try doing some actual fight choreography animation though. I've had some like pretty complex ideas for some stuff I would maybe like to do some fight choreography with. I think I would probably have to start with something a little bit more simple and work my way up to that, but him grin. He's so happy to be here. I'm just gonna turn off. I mean, like, J-pop, J-rock, like, kind of high-paced action songs are really good. Or, like, very somber, like, you know the kind of songs you get in anime endings where they're, like, a little bit more somber, a little bit more contemplative, are pretty good for at least anime-style music videos. I don't know I guess it would depend on what kind of music video or what kind of anime opening style thing you would want to do. If you want it to be really action-packed, you would go for like a high-paced banger. But if you wanted to do something a little bit more somber, or something like more stylized, like the Cowboy Bebop opening is like a banger, but it's jazz, right? So it's mostly instrumental, and it's just super, super stylized, but the animation in it is bloody impeccable. Yeah. Sufjan Stevens did actually enter my mind as like, this is the guy I've been listening to a lot recently, so that would probably be the music I would choose. I'm not sure if any of his stuff is high-paced enough though. At least not for an anime-style music video. Like, you could definitely do like a more like experimental music video with his stuff. Like, if I was to do a Sufjan Stevens song music video, I would probably like look at the symbolism of his music and try to add a lot of that and maybe make things incredibly like surreal and abstract. I mean, technically, yeah, you can make an anime OP out of any song, because, like, anime is so broad. I'm gonna leave his nostrils. It really depends on what kind of mood you're going for. I could probably make this smaller. Thank you. Doing a music video would be... whoa, that would be a lot of effort. Oh yeah, there's been anime music videos for, like, lots of different genres of music. As I said, it really just depends on the genre of anime that you're going for. And one of the ones that I've really loved recently is the Don't Touch Aizuken? Is that what it... God, I haven't actually looked at the series name. I mostly just hear it as Aizuken. But the anime opening for that is just so trippy and fun, and the music is great, and it's just wonderful. I need to actually finish that series. I think for me, like, if I'm gonna make an anime, like, music video out of something... Hello! Welcome to the stream! Yeah, if I'm gonna make an anime music video out of something, or like any kind of music video out of something, I have to really like the song has to click with what I'm making the music video for. Like I kind of have to relate it to the thing in my head. Yes, I will be releasing the final animation of this. I'm hoping to actually finish this one. This is just me doing a stream of the progress and everything. I'm currently at the colouring stage, so I'm pretty far along. So shouldn't be like a heck of a lot longer. I need to do the shading. Well, I need to finish the colouring first, the base colours. And I need to do all the shading and the like effects on the characters and background stuff. Compile it all together, make sure it's all like paced correctly and everything, and then I'll render it out and it will be up on my channel. Thank you. I'm glad people are liking how it's looking so far, and I'm hoping that I can get that, like, because I posted some screenshots of some like some test final images that I wanted, and I'm hoping that I can get that nice like rainbow around Asriel once he's transformed, because I think it's just a really cool effect. So I wanna like kind of make it look really cool and dramatic and everything. Hopefully it'll work out. Oh yeah, I used to do that a lot. I mean, I still do. I still do the fantasizing about animation as like music videos in my head when I'm listening to certain songs. But I used to do it a lot when I was commuting to and from work and listening to music. It was good fun. Most of the time it was with the characters of my comic. I do love weird smear frames. In what kind of way do you mean weird? Because there's like, and also like, how experienced are you with animation? Like, are you kind of starting from scratch, or have you animated stuff before? You don't notice the smears when it's moving. I am thinking of doing some videos about animation tips and stuff at some point, because it is complicated. Okay, if you're starting from scratch, then I recommend looking up the principles of animation, which just sort of like runs you through the basic things that you need to keep in mind it's one of those things where there are, yes, the 12 principles of animation. It's one of those things where it's good to know the fundamental rules so that you can break them later. Because in truth, you can do anything in animation. Animation is a very stretchy, malleable medium. But if you want to get more believable movements, then looking into the 12 principles are really good, because what they teach you is things like how to get weight into your motion. So the simulation of gravity or a resistance, or say if you're animating a feather falling, then it's going to take a long time to go to the ground. There's probably going to be if I was to demonstrate a little bit, so if you have a feather, the arc that the feather will take to get from there to the ground, it would go back and forth like this, because the way it's interacting with the air is that it's so light that it starts to drift. And you can have things like ease in and ease out, so it would go very, this would be very quick, but then it would kind of pause. It would kind of pause here for a second, and then as it starts drifting out, it would start picking up speed, and then it would pick up even more speed, and then it would pause again here. So it's learning these sorts of principles that are really useful when you're starting out. There's other principles to do with things like a heavier weight and different walking animations and stuff, which are really useful. I recommend trying to animate a bouncing ball. That tends to be one of the starting animation tests. And also basically trying to make a straight line like this basically wiggle back and forth like this. So you're learning how it would stretch and how it would sort of go boing, 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 boing. And other things to start out with would just be walk cycles. Let's try doing walk cycles just a regular one, maybe a run, maybe somebody who has shorter legs or longer legs, or somebody who's displaying an emotion like they're sad or they're happy. And it gets you to sort of see the timing differences that you have for expressing certain emotions in things. But otherwise, just do lots of practice. As the age-old art advice is just give it lots of practice. But I would recommend, if you want to sort of help with your fundamentals a little bit more to get your movement looking a little bit better, practice these sorts of things, and then you will see an improvement over time. You'll understand how things move within the world a lot better. I also just recommend looking at things in real life and acting things out yourself. When I was doing animation back at uni, because I have a degree in animation, what I would do in my first year when we were starting out with things like walk cycles was I remember one of my classes, I had a prompt for animating a drunk character. So I literally just filmed myself stumbling around pretending to be drunk. And it was exaggerated and not very realistic, but when you put that to animation, it starts looking a lot more convincing. And it also taught me a lot about how to move things with exaggeration, because with animation, if you're moving things a little too realistically, at least if you don't have a realistic style, things can start looking a little uncanny. So making things a little bit bigger than life, like things stretching a little further than usual, things like smear frames and exaggeration and stuff like that, like just subtle morphing of the object can really help bring something to life, give it a bit more pop. Anyway, that was a that was a long rant about animation, but I hope it was helpful. It's been a long time since somebody's asked me how animation works. Also, if you do want like further reading material, the book, or I think there's like digital, there's like videos and stuff of it now. The book that pretty much every animator gets is the Animator's Survival Kit, or the Animator's Survival Guide. I can't remember if it's kit or guide, but it's written by Richard Williams, who made Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And he talks through a lot of the principles that, like, the four founders of Disney and stuff came up with as they were figuring out how to animate Disney movies, and then how they developed it and what he learned. So, hello, welcome to the stream. You just missed me going on a very long rant about, well, not rant, a long explanation about how animation works. But yeah, if this is stuff that people are pretty interested in, I could probably make some videos going through some of the fundamentals of animation and principles and stuff, particularly 2D, because that's what I specialize in, so. Yes. It is a very, very good book. It goes through so much of the basic principles of animation that pretty much any animator should know. Whether you're a beginner or intermediate or you've been doing it for ages, you can always return to it. Like, I hadn't done lip syncing in a very long time, and lip syncing has kind of its own animation rules, because you're syncing it to, like, actual audio. If you can't find the book, I think there are videos going through the stuff that's in the book. Look it up, and there definitely are online resources available from the book that are, I think, actually official, like made by the people who like published, and I think maybe Richard Williams himself. So definitely look into it. I'm sure there has to be, like, people discussing it on YouTube and stuff as well, like walkthrough videos and stuff if you can't find that resource. Good luck with it. At the end of the day, as long as you're having fun trying it out, then that's really all that matters. You don't have to be the greatest animator in the world at the very beginning. I just realised I've forgotten to draw the heart pendant on this frame. Is it on the next frame? It is. There it is. It's hidden by the collar, it's fine. Animation hacks. Make the frame go so fast that nobody notices that you missed a part of the character model. That advice really only works if you're doing like a smear frame and having it only show up on a 1. How is everyone doing today? Everything going alright? Good luck with work. Yeah, my day's going alright. I'm currently working on a comic that I am, well, obviously not right now. Right now I'm working on animation, but pretty much, because I'm trying to go freelance, I'm working on sort of building up my portfolio. So I'm working on a comic that I want to release very soon called Love Autumn. It's all about like falling in love with a season, and it's pretty close to being done. I just need to finish off doing the backgrounds mostly. I think I've done like 90% of the character shading, so I just need to finish off the backgrounds really, and then do like a front cover for it, and then I'll have a 20-page comic out, like full color and everything. Kinda, sorta. God, I haven't used Shimeji in a while. What are you making on it? Is it like a personal project thing? Oh yeah. That's good. I'm glad you managed to find it. Okay, I'm gonna try to pronounce this. Guía de sobrevivencia de un animador. I don't know if that was anywhere close, but there we go. I'm glad you were able to find it. And in your language as well. Very handy. I have a feeling it's probably been translated to quite a few languages at this point. Yay, I did it! I did a Portuguese! I hope it wasn't too insanely off. Oh, I forgot the other collar. Oops. Nope, not that one, that one. No, I have. I learnt one Portuguese phrase on my own when I was like 14, because of a character in a cartoon that I watched that was Portuguese. I can't remember what that phrase was now, but yeah, I've never studied Portuguese before. My language learning, unfortunately, is restricted. I mean, it's good that I have some other languages that I know, but it is restricted to Japanese and Korean. So I'm not very good. I haven't really had much practice with most other European languages. Like, they're not completely foreign to my ear, but I've never really tried speaking Portuguese or Spanish or Catalonian or Italian or anything. Did some French in high school and I didn't like it. Not that I think it's a bad language, I just didn't have much interest, I think, in language learning back in high school. It was all about that art. Hi. My Japanese is very, very rough. And I kind of paused my Korean language learning very recently. And I say speak. Speaking is probably my least proficient part of both Korean and Japanese. Like I can read Hangul fine, like pretty proficiently. I'm a little bit rusty on hiragana and katakana. Could definitely do with some refresher. But actually, like speaking in front of people that aren't like my teacher, I have a lot of trouble with, mainly just because my brain goes blank. But yeah, I do know the languages at least pretty well. I was at one point conversational in Japanese. I couldn't read kanji. I maybe knew like 25 kanji and that was it. But I was conversational in Japanese, definitely not conversational now. I would need a lot of practice again, because it's been something like 4 or 5 years since I was studying it. But Korean, I would say I'm probably intermediate. I just haven't really had that much practice, like having proper conversations with people. Yeah, I was really into Vocaloid at one point. I actually did, I did a piece of Rolling Girl, so that was my favourite song for a little while. I did a little, like, illustration for it a very long time ago. This was back when I was at uni, which was back in, this would have been it was either late 2011 or early 2012. I haven't listened to a Vocaloid in a very long time. I've only had a break from Korean for like maybe 2 months now, but I can already feel it falling out of my head. I just can't afford to have lessons anymore, so I need to plan in some self-practice time. Like, remember the vocabulary and everything. But it's hard. 힘들어요. 너무 힘들어요. Yeah, Vocaloid is still pretty huge. I saw like some cool Miku figurines that came out recently. Thank you. One day I would like to be able to speak them with confidence. Russian is an interesting language. I think if I had any inclination to go to Russia, I would consider at least learning a bit, but I'm never going to Russia. I would like to learn like greetings and like hello and goodbye and thank you in like lots of different languages. I'd like to at least have that sort of basic language base. Very useful. Unfortunately, I am not a polyglot, so it's not easy for me to learn so many languages, which makes me sad. Hola. Oi, or hola. I can't remember if this is correct or not, but I used to work for a Finnish company, so I went to Helsinki a couple of times for like work stuff, like business trips. And I think like oi meant thanks or something, or bye. I can't remember. I remember seeing oi like leaving supermarkets and stuff. So I can't remember exactly what it means. But I remember seeing it and being like, haha, oi. Because in English, saying oi is like a really rude way to get someone's attention. Or if you're like good friends with somebody, you can be like, oi mate, how you doing? Finnish is a very cool language, but it's so bloody complicated. I don't think I could ever actually learn it, but it's so interesting to listen to. I've never seen a language use so many consonants. Didn't do this very cleanly. It sounds so, like, smooth. When Finnish people actually speak, like, proper Finnish, like, because I've heard, like, a few of my Finnish colleagues, my ex-Finnish colleagues, or my Finnish ex-colleagues is better, like, speak on the phone, where they're just, like, blah 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 blah, blah speaking super fast. And it just sounds so interesting. Yeah, it's going well. This stage is always like a little tedious, just getting all the colour down and everything. But I'm happy with how it's coming along. I've finished colouring all of like Babby Asriel at the start. If you've seen my my just outline version of this animation, then you see that it starts with like little Asriel, like kid Asriel, and I finished colouring all of that part, so like the zoom in and everything. I just need to do the special effect behind him, which is going to be like sort of magical spark that kind of envelops the screen. And I've done towards the end, there's Frisk standing at the front of the screen with Asriel Dreamer floating at the back, and I've coloured in that part. I've also coloured all of the flower petals from the yellow flowers that are going to act as like kind of like transitions for the movement. Small Asriel, tiny small Asriel, baby boy. Small Ariel is like Sans and Papyrus's tiny brother. Just has the most like basic personality. Just absolute normie. Too boring to put in the game. No, Asriel isn't my favourite. Sans is my favourite. Unsurprisingly. I think Sans is probably most people's favourite. Yeah, I love Sans. He was the first character I did an animation for, though, to be honest, it's an animation I would rather didn't really exist anymore. I did it before Undertale, as in like the NSFW side of Undertale started up, and yeah, it got taken a little bit out of context from what I originally made it, but that's fine. It's fine. I mean, it looks horny enough, so that's okay. I would like to do like another proper little animation of Sans. I do have my animatic of Sans doesn't move his mouth on my channel, which I do one day want to go back and finish, but it's a much longer process, and I only recently have started getting the time back to actually like work on this stuff. So that will be something I will be working on down the line. But there's also other stuff that I want to animate and work on, and comics and stuff that I want to do, so... Ariel just pops up in the middle of Undertale. And she's technically a monster. She's a mermaid. Mermaids are technically monsters. Who are your favourite Undertale characters? Yeah, the original Little Mermaid story by Hans Christian Andersen, I think that's who made it, is quite interesting. And then I think he took it from like an old fable or something. Thelm. I think you like Big Mama Toriel. She is much the focus of your work. Your muse, if you will. I can't believe it. It's almost like I've seen your work or something. Doesn't she get, like, legitimately angry at you in the game for calling her a goat? Or does she get angry at someone for calling her a cow? You animate Toriel incredibly well. You give her a lot of very good personality. Yeah, I don't mind drawing Alphys or Muffet. I actually quite like drawing Muffet. Animating them, on the other hand, is a little difficult. I can't, like, get Alfie's body to work in the way that I want it to, because it's so stout and so round, and she has, like, tiny little limbs that I find it really hard to, like, maneuver her about. And Muffet just has too many limbs. It's hard to keep track of that many legs. I feel like if somebody made a joke about Toriel wearing a muumuu, she would be highly torn between whether she would find it a funny pun or if it is incredibly insulting and she won't laugh. This woman weak to puns, man. And I cannot blame her. I am a person who is also very weak to puns. I really, really love Muffet. Like, if there's a character I would like to draw more often and figure out how to animate, it's probably Muffet. Because I just... As somebody who is afraid of spiders, I somehow have deeply fallen in love with Muffet. I think she's a friggin' great character design. Oh god, my favourite Undertale soundtrack. I'm torn between many tracks. And I had Megalovania as my alarm for many years. So yeah, I love Megalovania. I love Hopes and Dreams. I love Bone Tussle. I would probably say my absolute favourite one is probably Hopes and Dreams. But my second favourite is probably... I don't remember the name of the song, but it's Undyne the Undying's song. I love that song so much. I think I specifically love how it plays in the game. Like, it hits at the right moment. And you're very welcome for the comic idea, by the way. I still to this day have not beaten Sans in Undertale. I have not defeated Sans Undertale himself. He's too strong. It is incredibly impressive. Like, considering that Toby all along wanted to make Deltarune, and just like, I can't remember if he said officially why he made Undertale first. Like, I can't remember if he said it was because, like, he wanted practice, or funding, or whatever. But the fact that he had Deltarune in his head for a very long time, and then made Undertale, and it just such a massive hit, just from the just pure humour and heart and soul that it has, is very impressive. I wish I could do something like that, because God knows I have game ideas. I'm just not very good at executing on my ideas. Which is why I have a comic that I've had an idea for 15 years and still haven't made it. One day it will happen. Yeah, I actually didn't run the genocide route right away when I finished the game. I think I waited like a year or something, because I was just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to hurt these characters that I love so much. But then I decided that I wanted to learn all of the lore of the game, which is like just insane how much Toby predicted that would be part of the reason why people would want to do it, and actually wrote that into the route itself. It's just incredible. I felt so called out doing the genocide route. You feel nothing but pain doing that route. Like, it's not fun. It's just, it's sad. It makes you feel sad the whole time. And if it's not making you feel sad, it's making you feel depressed and angry because you can't beat anything. I think it took me something like an hour and a half to beat Undying the Undying. And it took me like 4 hours of trying to fight Sans before I gave up. My hand was like physically hurting. I had to give up. And then I just never went back. Which means that Sans did his job. He wanted me to stop playing. The genocide route was like, you want a hard game? You want a game where these monsters genuinely want to kill you? Then okay, you get a game where these monsters genuinely want to kill you. But they're doing it because you're the monster. It's like, fuck yeah, Toby. You kill me 150 times. I killed Papyrus. I deserve it. I deserve all the punishment I got. Okay, have some good food. Bon ape tip, my dude. I am a monster, yes. Not to Pap! How could I do this to Pap? Honestly, it felt god-awful doing that to Papyrus. Oh, we will play Undertale. You and I, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna play Undertale. We're gonna play Deltarune episode 2, and then we're gonna play Undertale. Considering how much she liked the humor and the characterizations and stuff in Deltarune, I think you will genuinely really love Undertale. We're doing it. It's going to happen. Deltarune episode 1 was like a lot of fun, and I still need to beat Jevil. I still haven't beat Jevil. You should definitely, if you haven't played Undertale before and you have the chance to, I definitely recommend doing it. Like, if you're not that great at bullet hells and stuff, it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, you never really played Deltarune? You've never played Deltarune, okay, yeah. Deltarune's great. It's free right now, the first 2 episodes are free, so if you have, a means to play it, I definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It feels like Undertale, in its writing and stuff, but like, a little a little more fleshed out with like where the plot is going. Like Undertale had a pretty basic premise for its plot, and you were mostly there like with the characters, right? Like you were finding out about this place and these characters, and you were trying to get from A to B. With Deltarune, it feels a lot more like you're learning about the character you're playing, and you're like uncovering stuff about the world every chapter, and coming up against like different obstacles and stuff. It's very fun. I think I can't remember because I looked up the I got it on Switch. I looked up the page for it, and I think episode 1 and 2 will just be free forever. But I'm not sure. It's always best to get it sooner than later. But there's going to be 7 chapters in total, and he's going to release chapters 3, 4, and 5 all together. So it's probably going to take a little bit longer to get them made. I mean, it took 3 years between episode 1 and episode 2, so it could be another 3+ years for these next 3 chapters to come out. But apparently he is just going to release those 3 chapters all together. I mean, it's pure chaos in how just Toby's humor is pure chaos. It's like very adorable randomness. Like not lols to random enough for me to be like, okay, this was funny the first 5 times it happened, but it's not funny now. It's more just like incredibly charming. But yes, we do have a chalk-eating dinosaur, which is wonderful. We support Susie and how hungry she is. Please feed this girl. Just being mean and chomping chalk. That's what Susie's all about. Chapter 7 will come out in 75 years. Hopefully this won't turn into Toby's Song of Ice and Fire. Just never releases the last chapter. There he is, there's his handsome face. He's been paused in that swing back for a while. Yes, I'm genuinely very happy that he's working on it at a pace that suits him. And that he's able to do that. Like, not many people are able to do that in any area of the industry, really. But he deserves it. After making such a hit like Undertale, he deserves to take his time and make sure that what he's making is something that he truly, truly loves. I love Noelle. I love Noelle. She's great! Elliot, when we play chapter 2, you'll meet Noelle properly. I love Noelle. I did a sketch of Noelle recently and I would like to finish it, because she's great. I'm hoping that Toby actually has, like, a proper team now of people to work with, rather than just pushing himself really hard in the next, like, 3 years or so to make 3 chapters. The dog does deserve sleep. Oh yeah, Elliot, I didn't mention, because I think it only comes up as flavor text, but it's not like spoilery or anything. Toby inserts himself into, he's inserted himself into Undertale and Deltarune as a little white Pomeranian dog. So if you see a white Pomeranian dog, that is Toby's self-insert. Very cute, very overworked. Full of chaos. I'm gonna hate doing the Snowgrave route. I watched a video on the Snowgrave route and, oof, it's gonna make me sad. Toby Fox is dog. Going for Fox would be far too non-chaos. It's too expected. Being a small Pomeranian is full of chaos energy. Admittedly, I do think that his games are lacking of foxes, and it makes me very sad. I would like more foxes, please. Dogs, particularly small ones with lots of energy, can definitely hold a lot of chaos, and we love them for it. Small dogs are angry. They're so angry. I mean, if I was that small, I would probably be angry and afraid and wanting to bite at everything as well. Oh, this is an interesting frame. His jaw becomes unhinged. This kind of frame is what I mean by exaggeration. It's like, his head is not in proportion in this frame, but because he doing a big roar, I made it bigger. The jaw is like kind of unnaturally unhinged. And like when the animation plays, it makes this feel a lot more visceral. This frame has big scream energy. I'm a both kind of person. I like cats and dogs. I'm probably more inclined to cats just because I've had cats. Like, I love dogs, but I've not actually raised one before, so I'm not as knowledgeable on dogs. But yeah, I like both. I definitely have some breeds that I prefer over others just because of, like, my energy and stuff. Like, I couldn't have a dog that needed, like, lots and lots of walking, or at least I could have it, but I would need my partner to be able to walk it. Whereas with cats, I feel like I could sit and play with a cat for hours. Yes, you can walk Doggo. You can give Doggo all the walk it needs. Oh, I'm sorry you got bitten. Cats will bite. It's much more common for cats to bite. Just because, like, it's not even necessarily that they're trying to hurt you a lot. It's more just a get out of my personal space kind of thing. Not to say, like, you shouldn't feel bad about being bitten, but yeah, I got bitten a lot when I was a little kid as well. Partly because the cat that we had when I was young was actually, like, part wild. And so he was pretty aggressive to everyone, but he particularly didn't like me, because I was a small, wiggly baby, and I was new and in his territory, and he wanted me to go away. I didn't really bother him all that much, but there was a few times where I, like, went to pet him or something, and he would be like, nope, none of that, and would just bite me. So, I understand where you're coming from. But I've also had cats that have, literally saved my life with how they have helped me cope with some of the crap of life. Yeah, exactly. Like, biting is a very natural way for, like, a lot of animals to just be, like, either play fighting, or, they get, like, with dogs in particular, it's like, they've gotten too riled up from playing, so they're like, ha 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 ha. And they don't realize that they're hurting you. And with cats, it can very much be a, I need you to leave me alone, you have not recognized the signs. My last cat that I had, called Patches, she was like the most important pet I've ever had. And when she first came to us, because she chose us, she was our neighbour's cat, and then our neighbour moved out, and her daughter and her daughter's husband and their kids moved in, and the husband was a complete arsehole and was basically physically kicking Patches out of the house. So Patches was like, I've had enough of this, and just came to us and lived with us. But she would climb onto my lap and like get pets and stuff, but she would knead a lot, and where she would knead, it would scratch up my legs, like super, like not like massive scratches, but like the little pricks that you get with like just a claw like scratching against your leg very slightly. And I would let her do it because I just loved having her on my lap. It was very minimal pain. But there was a time where I pulled her off my lap and like pulled up my trousers to look at the scratches on my legs, and she saw them. Like, she actually looked at my legs, and she decided to never go on my legs if I was wearing anything that felt too thin. So if I was wearing like leggings, or I had like just shorts on and my legs were bare, she wouldn't go on my lap. And if she did, it would be very brief and she wouldn't need anymore. Like, as soon as she saw that she was hurting me, she didn't do it anymore. And that like blew my mind. I was just like, this cat that I've already had for a few months has grown so attached to me and can communicate enough to be like, oh, I'm causing harm, I will not cause harm anymore. It is so good. Cats are amazing. Sorry for just gushing about my old cat. Okie dokes, I'm gonna finish up the stream very soon anyway, probably in the next 5 or 10 minutes, but yeah, enjoy your food. And thank you for popping in for the stream. It was nice to chat. If you have any more questions about animation and stuff, feel free to hit me up on Twitter, or come to another stream. I stream like every Wednesday about the same time, and I'm quite happy to answer animation questions and stuff. I might actually finish this up here, because I'm hungry. I'm very hungry. And my back is getting stiff leaning over this. So, yes, make sure to stand up and stretch, everyone, which is what I'll be doing as soon as I finish the stream. But yeah, this was fun. I know it was literally just me sitting here colouring in. Let's end this starting on the frame that I already had coloured. Wait, why are you not turning on? Oh, there we go. And turn the lines on. There we go. So we're back where we began, which is like halfway through this one shot. But yeah, we did pretty well. We probably coloured something like 15 frames. But yeah, this was fun. I will probably do another animation stream at some point. I'm not sure if it will be this one. I might do like a shading stream or like an effects stream or something like that with this. I will probably do like a premiere stream or something. Like once I've uploaded the video, once I've uploaded the animation, I'll probably do a little stream afterwards or something, sort of going through my process and stuff, showing some of the like the process images and whatnot. But yeah, this has been very fun. I'd like to do more animation stuff. So maybe I'll think about making some videos about the principles of animation, just very basic run through stuff to give people some tips. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you for joining me on the stream, and I will be doing a gaming stream next Wednesday for Bloodborne again. Probably going to get my ass kicked by the hunters, so that's going to be fun.